Hello you, it's me. And I watched 3 different videos, which is why I'm making this video now. The first one was from Case, who said that it's very dangerous to blow in a baby's face. Toddy One Step agreed with that and talked about how dangerous that is and how dangerous Gypsy is for doing that. I did look it up, and apparently if you blow gently into a baby's face, it can wake them up, and it's not harmful. It's when you blow into their mouth that can be very harmful. And I don't know if that's what Gypsy was doing or not. It's not necessarily dangerous, but it can be dangerous. But then I also saw Indigo's video, and she does body analysis, and she was saying that the way that Gypsy was acting around the baby, she seemed rather anxious. And this is what is the dangerous part. Gypsy is doing these live videos while watching her show. One, obviously to promote it, but 2, she has the baby there to prove, oh, she's a good mother. There is no CPS involved, and look at how she handles the baby. She loves her baby, and blah, blah, blah. And you notice that for at least the second time that I've seen, she's the one who says, oh, Aurora's hungry, go make a bottle. She did that for Christy. She did that for Ken. Although Ken didn't ask how. He seems to know. And if you watch Ken, he handles the baby very nicely. The more dangerous thing is the way that Gypsy appears when handling the child. She is very anxious. She doesn't seem to know what to do with the baby. And what that is doing is agitating Aurora, the baby, and making her upset and making her cry, making her get fussy, because Gypsy is making her nervous. Now, that in itself would be a bad thing. Agreed. I'm sure you would agree to that. But here's the thing. People who possibly have a certain mental illness, it feeds on this kind of anxiety. And what I mean by that is that the more anxious Gypsy is, the more anxious and fussy the baby becomes. And that makes Gypsy even more anxious and not want to hold the baby, not want to be around the baby, and could get to the point where not only is she rough with the child, she could very easily hurt the child. Or, I don't want to even say it because it's a baby, but she could harm the child to the point where there's no going back. How about that? There have been a lot of cases where women, especially women who, and men too, men it's usually anger issues and drugs, women it's usually anger issues and drugs or mental illness. It could be any of those 3. But this is how babies' lives are lost. And the agitation that she gets from Aurora is so clear. It dominates the screen when you watch it. It's kind of frightening, if you ask me, because if she's by herself with this baby and that anxiety goes further and further up and up and up, she could harm the child intentionally just to keep the child quiet so that she no longer has to worry about taking care of the child. And in my opinion, this is all my opinion, I'm not spitting out facts per se, I'm spitting out possibilities. And I'm not saying that this will happen. What I'm saying is that it's a huge warning sign. More than just a red flag. It's a huge warning sign that somebody who gets that anxious so quickly, she held the baby for like a minute, and in the whole time after that, or even before that, the baby was quite calm and relaxed. She made the baby agitated. She made the baby upset. She made the baby cry. The baby wasn't crying beforehand. Now, could she have done that intentionally and then say, oh, go make a bottle for her to show, oh, she's a great parent? That also is a huge danger. That is the true Munchausen by proxy, where you hurt your child or agitate your child, do something to your child in order for it to look like there's something wrong with the child. This is what is dangerous. Her anxiety being so high to just hold the baby. This is extremely dangerous because she could, in fact, even without doing it necessarily consciously, she could harm the child. Like, very badly. And her reaction to Ken taking care of Aurora, the child, was a huge dangerous sign, because she was jealous. She wanted Ken's attention, and she only took the baby so that maybe Ken will pay attention to her and the baby. But you saw her lean her head against his shoulder, and she might touch the baby, oh, little baby, but she wasn't doing that as a loving parent. She was jealous that Aurora was taking Ken's attention, even though Ken in this video seemed very attentive. And I have read commenters of mine say that it's like he's taking care of two babies, which is exactly it. But Gypsy is an adult and Aurora is a baby. She's a child. She's not even a year. She's only about 3 or 4 months. And I say that because I'm not sure she was born in December. She looks a little bit big for that. But regardless, that doesn't even matter. There are huge danger signs here. 1, very agitated when she holds a child. 2, very jealous. Those are 2 very dangerous signs. The face blowing could be dangerous, but that's not the real danger here. And I hope to God CPS is involved. And I hope to God that she never has that little baby alone, because it can be extremely dangerous for that little baby. And I just, these are the things that I think are the real dangers that we need to acknowledge, that we need to talk about. And we need CPS to step in to make sure that she is never alone with Aurora, the baby. Because, yeah, those are extremely dangerous signs, what she's showing. And it may not happen tomorrow. I hope to God it never happens. But if Gypsy is alone with a baby long enough, something could happen. And I think it correlates very directly to the fact that she said herself, well, her mother was very sick. And it's possible that Gypsy had to help her mother, had to take care of her mother at certain times. And Gypsy is used to someone taking care of her. She doesn't want to take care of her mother. And I think even though technically, from what I've read, it is possible that Dee Dee was on her way out anyway, and Gypsy just wanted to speed it up and get it over with. had nothing to do with Nick Godejohn. I don't think it had anything really to do with Dan, except that it would have left her with more freedom to go do the things she wanted. And that's why she was irritated, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, my thoughts. That she was irritated by her mother struggling to take care of her because she was sick herself. And that's why she wanted her gone, in my opinion. And I see this same kind of pattern with Aurora. That's really dangerous. And I hope that government agencies like CPS, her parole officer, I hope people are watching these lives and understanding what's going on and make sure she's never alone with a child again. Like I said, in fact, it'd probably be better if she was never with a child, because no child is going to be perfect all the time. And she, as I've said before, she wanted to be pregnant because all of the attention was on her. She got all of the attention. Once the baby was born, the attention went to the baby, and she was no longer as important in her eyes. And again, these are dangerous signs. We need to look at these. We need to direct CPS to look at these things, because these are very bad. And it really puts Aurora, the baby, at huge risk, in my opinion. All my opinion, but this is what I have observed, and this is what I'm sharing with you. Anyway, that's really all I gotta say.